Good morning, Mr. Crichlow. Hi. Thank you for agreeing to talk to us today about blood donation. You have been you started Bermuda as Love, and your community work around blood donation has been well applauded. I just wanted to I just wanted you to tell us how long you've been donating blood.
I first started donating blood when I went 18, which was 5 years ago. And I thought it was a good idea. I first went with my mother. She encouraged me to go. And it was something that I felt that I would benefit the community and I'll be able to help other people in need. You know?
Wow, that's quite good and public spirited. Thank you. So what motivated you? Why did you decide to start donating blood?
In terms of Bermuda's love, I thought to myself, I wanted to reduce social and economic inequality in Bermuda. And that involved food, clothes, healthcare, and such as that. And while I was running the food programs and the community gardens and trash cleanups, I was thinking, what else could I do to help the healthcare system, in Bermuda to shore it up almost. And I thought to myself that I've donated blood in the past, so why don't I try to encourage other people to donate with me and create a youth movement in a way to get more people involved in donating blood.
Wow, that's fantastic. And so you've had a couple of mini blood donation drives. How can you describe to us how you get this, how you organize this annually?
So we first started Bermuda's Love in August last year.
Right.
And at first I just encouraged or got my friends to donate with me. So it was like a mini blood drive there. And I tried to encourage their friends to donate, and then through the social media and just word of mouth, I guess.
Right.
We were able to have about 6 mini monthly blood drives so far, which has been very, very successful.
Oh, wow. So would you say it's an easy process, organizing a mini drive, convincing people to donate?
It has been more easy than I thought it would be, actually, because firstly, when I first went to the blood donor center, the women or the nurses were very helpful and really just friendly and encouraged and everything. It was just, they were handing out snacks and drinks and everything.
Wow.
It was a good social area. And in terms of encouraging people, I guess, it has been fairly easy to an extent where because we're going in groups, so it makes it a bit easier for people to say, oh, I'll go with my friend or my other friend and we'll go together. And it's a social experience in a way, which makes it a lot easier.
Oh, okay. So it's making it normal and making it feel the cool and the hip thing to do.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, okay. So what would you then say to people who are hesitant about donating blood? For example, people who may be afraid of needles?
I would say that the easiest way that I've found to ask people to go if they're hesitant is to go with a friend. I've found that the easiest where is like, I guess people are always afraid of going to the hospital, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's the easiest way to calm your nerves is to go with somebody else. And that's really been the most successful way, because I've had lots of people say that I've introduced them, well, I've gone up to them myself and said, would you like to donate blood? But they've been hesitant. But if I ask them to ask their friend, and the next week they'll be for it more likely. Yeah.
So if another Aaron Crichlow is about to start this program, this mini drive to get blood donation up, what would you say to him? What sort of advice would you give him?
Another Aaron Crichlow.
You're a star. So if another upcoming star wants to start all of this, what sort of advice would you give to him? How would you advise him to get it going?
I would say just the hardest part is just starting it and just doing it. I think
Mm,
just being consistent with it is the hardest thing because it has been like I try to reach out to get new people to donate almost every month. And sometimes you have more people than, or less people in some months than others. And it becomes a bit discouraging at times, but I think the hardest part is you think to yourself that you're doing this for other people. You know, people are depending on the blood to survive.
mm,
It's a very noble cause, and it's probably one of the most kind things any person can ever do is to give up
mm,
their blood. Because many charities are into giving up their money or
mm.
time. But Bermuda's love, we give our blood, you know. So it's a
Absolutely.
really,
Absolutely. Yeah. So I'm interested in that. When you occasionally when you find it difficult to motivate people to donate blood, how do you then keep yourself going when occasionally you get such stumbling blocks and roadblocks and you don't get enough people to donate? How do you still motivate yourself that this is still a good thing to do and continue doing it?
I think I've learned from the blood donor center and the nurses that how much blood Bermuda really goes through or needs in terms of they need, I think it was plus 30, 50 donors a week to continue or satisfy the hospital's requirements. And I'm only bringing, say, 5 to 6 people every month. And I know that's only once a month. So it's if we don't do that, then people are either going to die or Bermuda's going to have to outsource its own blood.
Mm,
And I think it's just doesn't sound very nice to me. So
yeah.
the easiest motivation is just thinking about other people and how much this blood can really do. It's life, you know, life or death, and I think that's the easiest motivation right there for me.
Right. Absolutely. It's so important to think about the amount, the greater good of what you're trying to do, and this is it's really really uh, quite heartwarming to see a young man like yourself having such lofty and noble initiative to putting together where there's no personal gain to you. This is all about.
And it's also about increasing social responsibility in Bermuda
Mm,
because we want people to realize that we're all in this community together and we all need blood. We all need to work together. And
mm,
by you donating blood, you're not only helping or saving a life, but you're also contributing to society, allowing it to flourish and other people's lives to flourish, and also coming together in a group
mm,
for a cause that's bigger than yourself.
mm.
And that's
For
the
you,
real Bermuda's love right there.
absolutely. For young people who've um, never even thought about donating blood before, what message would you have for them?
Mm. I think the easiest message very clearly is that it's a worthy cause and you're going to save a life. But I think another part is that it's a much easier process than lots of people imagine. And it only takes about 10, 15 minutes to get your blood taken. And the whole process, the nurses, they make it so easy and
Mm.
comforting. It's really not a hassle at all. And it's actually quite enjoyable if
Oh,
you
wow. Okay. All right. Oh, that's great. Could you just talk us through? You've done this several times now. Just talk us through the process. What happens when you get to the hospital, and how does the process go?
first, the nurses would ask you to make sure you're eligible. So they have an eligibility criteria form that you look at, and which I always send to any prospective blood donors that I'm trying to encourage to donate, and just to make sure that they're eligible. And then once you find that you are fine, then you enter the blood donor, the nurses greet you and they'll get you to fill out just a waiver form of some kind, which is straightforward, just your name and address. And then the nurses will take you into a room and they'll check your blood pressure and just make sure that everything is all right and you are actually eligible to donate. And then after that, you'll be sat down on a bed, very comfy chair, and they'll start drawing your blood, which takes, as I said, about 10, 15 minutes. Then after that, feel quite relieved and happy about yourself. And then you get a bandage, and get some cookies, some snacks,
Wow. Okay.
a warm blanket, and things of that nature. And then you're checked and made sure that you're safe to go. You stay around for about 10 minutes after that, just to make sure everything's fine. And then you're free to go.
Well, that sounds like a very pleasant process. It doesn't sound scary at all.
Not at all. I think people have a big misconception of how scary it is, but it's the nurses make it very easy and enjoyable.
Oh, that's brilliant. So, if I asked you to complete the sentence, what would you say? Blood donation is?
Life is my
Absolutely. Blood is life. Blood is life. Yeah. And so, do you have any final messages to young people across the world? This is to everybody, every young person in the North American Caribbean region who may be watching us today. What message would you have to them about blood donation?
I would say that it is really on us to really start a movement, young people especially, to take care of the community, of older people, of people who can't look after themselves. That's why we're really doing everything that we do, is to ensure that there's something to look forward to. There's a future for us, for young people, for society. And that involves us being responsible, active participants in society. And I think that blood donation is one of the easiest ways to really stamp your foot on making a productive, well-functioning, healthy society.
Thank you very much, Aaron. And it's absolutely important, as you say. It's crucial to be as a crucial responsibility of a citizen of any place to be able to actively participate. And as you rightly pointed out, one of the easiest ways of doing that is by donating blood. Thank you very much, Mr. Crichlow. Was there any final words you'd like to say to people?
Just support Bermuda's Love, and you can follow us on Instagram and Twitter, on TikTok at Bermuda's Love.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you very much, Mr. Crichlow.